Hey guys, what's going on? Brandon Brown here, physical therapist and wellness coach with Get Your Fix Physical Therapy, Get Your Fix Nutrition, CrossFit coach at CrossFit Majestic. I've had several people ask me recently on how to do push-ups properly to prevent injury, to be more efficient with them, just to be more consistent with them. So we just wanted to cover today just some little tips on proper push-ups for prevent shoulder injuries, or how to keep everything nice and tight, how to just be more effective with them, be stronger with them, be more powerful with them, which also allows you to string them together more. So first and foremost, arm position. Because of compensations, weakness, habits, just never learned properly, I see a lot of people with the elbows out to the side. That actually puts a lot of strain on the shoulders when it's in that position. Can cause a lot of shoulder injuries. Keeping those elbows nice and tight to you is where you want them. So when you're pushing away, when you're back in this position, that elbow should be nice and tight to your body. So naturally, because to keep those elbows in, those hands rotate a little bit. So if you are positioning your fingers straight forward, that's actually going to put your elbows out. Rotating them just a little bit is what's going to keep them nice and tight. The other thing, and I'll demonstrate all this here shortly, the other thing to think about is body position. Are you keeping everything nice and straight, or are you arching your back? It makes a big difference in how you perform that push-up. It makes a big difference in how that push-up feels. So keeping everything nice and tight, nice and straight, engaging that core is what you're going to want to do, regardless if you're on your toes or on your knees. And then there's also ways you can modify this as well. Hey Ken. Hi Renee. So you're fine. I'm doing a live, but you're fine. So I'll show you hand position first and show you the difference between them. So like I said, fingers are not going to be straight forward. They're going to be rotated outward just a little bit, and the hands pretty much just underneath those shoulders. So you see how my thumbs are pointed forward. I come down, keeping those elbows nice and tight, and push back up. So everything stays nice and tight in those shoulders. If I come this way, that's when those arms are going to go out to the side, puts a lot less strain on those shoulders. So first and foremost, arm position. Now, when looking at the core, we're looking at that trunk control. Keeping everything nice and tight, essentially, your hips and thighs should never touch the ground when you're doing a push-up. A lot of people say chest to deck. Essentially, you just want to break that plane. So same hand position, you're coming down nice and tight, my hips are up, my thighs are up, and I'm pushing right back up. You can see my hips and thighs a little bit better, pushing right back up. So everything's staying nice and tight. If you're going from your knees, same thing. You're just gonna go from your knees, come down, everything nice and tight, hips are up, coming back up. Now, a common problem I see, even if someone does feel that they're keeping nice and tight, is they're pushing, as they're letting this all disengage and getting their trunk in it. So what I mean by that is you're coming down and then you kind of start extending there, and then you'll push up back to your straight body. So, and that's due typically to a weakness issue, and that's fine. It's something we can work with. What I suggest doing is elevating your hands in a way that you can do it correctly. So like last weekend I was working with an athlete. On the rig, on our rack in the gym, I put a barbell about 18 inches off the ground, had her do her push-ups from there, and she was able to correct everything perfectly and keep good form consistently throughout our session that we were doing. So just simple elevation of your hands will help you learn how to get everything nice and controlled, and helps you get stronger. Over time, then you can correct to the ground. So even if you're starting from like something like this height, that's perfectly fine. If that's the level you have to do, you can still do that same thing. Hand position rotated outward, coming down and pushing back out. So if you are a beginner to this and that's how you have to do it, perfectly fine. Start at that height, gradually work your way down. If you you can also use like a box, a chair, something like that. So like 12 to 20 inches as far as the box, or using the seat of a chair and do it that way works really well too. So figure out what works for you in order to be able to perform them with good trunk control, good upper back control as well, keeping those thighs and hips off the ground, and then gradually progress down. So let me know if you have any questions with this. These are the two kind of main issues I see with my athletes when correcting push-ups and trying to improve their push-up efficiency, as well as prevent injury. So if you have any specifics that you're thinking that you are doing, or if you want to take a video of yourself and send that over to me, I'd be happy to look at it and give you any tips or tricks in order to correct what I'm seeing fault-wise there. So hope you're having an amazing day. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Put any comments, questions on here that you have regarding this, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.